So why does Finance Squared exist? What is the point of this channel? Is this another channel of the thousands, maybe millions of channels out there that go into the topic of personal finances, how to be better with investing, with your debt and your credit, with saving money, having the right mental framing for owning a home and when to own a home versus renting and things of that nature? It's just one more channel amongst the channels that serve that audience, that interest segment. Technically speaking, yes. But secondarily, it really is about making sure that I give back what I've learned through my struggles, trying to get from being somebody that was terrible with their personal finances to somebody who was excellent with their personal finances and use their knowledge, their capability, and I think most of all, my discipline and my willpower to overcome some challenges and to make better decisions with my finances. What am I talking about? So back in the day, a young Derek West, early 2000s, maybe late 90s, definitely late 90s, early 2000s time frame. I managed to get myself into some debt situation. Back in the day, whenever you wanted to join a gym, you had to sign a big contract. I don't think it's probably still true today, but at the same time, I signed up and got upsold to get a nutrition package, as well as a personal training package at a place called, I don't want to blow these guys up, it's not necessarily their fault, but at a gym in the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area, where I grew up, where I spent a ton of my time. I was a young man on the make, trying to make sure I got my body in shape. That would help me to keep my mind right. So obviously, I wanted to get into the gym. This is before Instagram, by the way. This is before TikTok. This is before being in the gym was a means to an end. That end being becoming TikTok famous or Instagram famous, etc. It's really just to make sure that I had myself in order. What I didn't realize was that, I suppose I did realize this, but I didn't have the money at the time to fulfill my obligations in the contract. And because of that, obviously, without a job or without any means to pay for this gym membership, I eventually ran into an issue where, dude, I can't pay you for my membership here. What am I to do? As you can imagine, the person for whom, after a while, when the bill came due, as it were, and I couldn't pay, the individuals that I signed the contract with wouldn't let me out of the contract. I'm not sure what their motivation was, what their reasoning was. Maybe because that contract was part of their salary structure, right? They signed so many contracts, they signed so many gym members up in a month. I was one of them. If I renege on my contract, their bonus payments go down. I'm not sure what the structure was or why they wouldn't let me out of the contract. But it got to a point where eventually this thing just became a debt that went into collection. And at the time I got bad advice on what to do with that debt. The advice was just let that debt, don't even worry about it, just let it roll and be there, don't pay it, etc. That didn't sit right with me. I thought to myself, well, I put my name on the line, I have to do something to pay this debt off. Like, why would I take this thing out? Sure, I know I can't pay it now, but I gotta do something, come up with some way, some manner, some mechanism, whatever, to pay this debt off. It just so happened at the time, I was getting student loans. This is bringing back some memories, dude. I was getting student loans to attend university, college. Sophomore year of college, as a matter of fact. Or sophomore or freshman year, I can't remember. But, so I was flush with student loan cash, which just happened to be enough to pay off the entire gym membership with some room to spare. And given the fact that I was now in college, now in university, I had access to a gym, high quality gym. I no longer needed to be part of that membership. So to me, it made 100% perfect sense. Take my student loan debt, or take my student loans, what was left of them, use that money to pay for my gym membership, which I could no longer use, didn't have the money to pay off in terms of like a job anyway. Clear that from my books, move on. Needless to say, the same individuals that gave me the bad advice to just let the debt lie there and not pay it off and let it sort of linger, they didn't agree with that tactic either. So in my mind, there was a ton of just misinformation about like what to do with debt. What am I supposed to be doing with this money? Like, what really is a student loan? How am I gonna pay this off? When you're in college, when you're a young freshman in college, sophomore, and you're getting these enormous sums of money, it's not quite clear to you that what you're gonna see at the end of the tunnel is a job that is gonna pay you enough to pay back these student loans. And in all honesty, for a lot of people, that is still very true. If I had stayed with my original college plan, that would have been very true. I ended up getting 3 different degrees, racking up a ton of student loan debt, almost in the 6-figure range. But by the time I got my final degree, I ended up getting 2 bachelor's and a master's, all in technical subjects, but finally in computer science. By that time, I had racked up quite a bit of debt, but I had also figured out that the debt that I was using needed to be utilized, needed to come back, and needed to pay me back. It needed to work for me, not against me. So eventually I realized that just taking out money, taking out loans, taking out debt, yes indeed, doing that can in fact benefit you. But you have to have a plan. You have to have a vision. You have to know what you're doing, and the truth is, it's definitely not going to come easy. You need to be prepared to put in the work. The original college degree that I had, while it was technical in nature, of natural science, it wasn't specific enough. After achieving that degree, after getting that degree, I was not necessarily guaranteed employment of some kind that would have enabled me to pay off my student loans and their interest payments in a reasonable time frame. I would have been one of the many people, one of the thousands, one of the millions of people who get student loans every year, who are bound by those student loans, that are not able to be resolved by a bankruptcy, and they just would have been attached to me for the rest of my life had I not taken the initiative to realize that this debt, yes, it is debt that I own, it's debt that I will need to pay back, but I need to use it to get something of value for me and turn it into something that can then grow myself and my wealth. The reason I'm telling you this story is because I want to make sure, using this channel and other mechanisms that I have to communicate to you, I want to make sure that I give back the knowledge that I picked up. Oftentimes simply by living my life and by making the mistakes that you don't want to make, but also by really deep diving into some of the philosophies, into some of the mechanisms, into some of the tactics and techniques that people use to grow their finances and to do it well and to do it right, so that you can save the hard work and that you can benefit from the knowledge that I gained without having to make the same mistakes. So yeah, we're just another finance channel amongst the thousands of finance channels that you can find out there. But the hope is my mistakes and the knowledge that I've gained can help you to take the next steps without making the mistakes that I made. And that's what Finance Squared is all about. I'm glad you guys tuned in. Make sure you like and you subscribe and you click that notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let me know and let everyone else on YouTube know, what financial struggles have you run into in your life that you wish somebody was there to tell you and guide you in the right path on. Maybe I can discuss it in one of my next upcoming videos. In any case, guys, I gotta bounce. Take it easy. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.